country of Georgia only has 3.7 million people. Why does their election even matter? Because Russia is occupying 20% of their territory since 2008. They're almost surrounded by that country, and Russia is looking for any excuse to take 100% of Georgia. Russia claims historical sovereignty over this little piece of land, but they have their own culture. They are over 3,000 years old. Around 600 BC, they were known to the Greeks as Colchis and Iberia, were their own independent kingdoms for quite some time, and in 1801 they requested protection from Russia against the Persians with the kingdom of Kartli and Kakheti. Guess what the Russians did? They just took them. So what Russia did to them in 2008, where they killed 5,000 Georgians and displaced over 200,000, is nothing new. They have 1/10 the population of Ukraine. They do not have any Budapest memorandum owing them protection. Even if NATO did want to help Georgia, Turkey would be the obvious corridor for protection. We don't even know if the arms would reach Georgia in time. And it looks like Georgia's ruling party, going under the Georgia Dream, keeps becoming more and more pro-Russia. Their new prime minister this February is Irakli Kobakidze, but the real power is the billionaire Bidzina Ivanishvili, who runs the Georgia Dream Party. Under his chairmanship, they keep passing right-wing measures, even though the vast majority of the Georgian population wants Russia out of Ukraine and, of course, their own homeland. But the Georgian Dream Party is running a nasty propaganda campaign against all opposition who is more anti-Russia, or at least more vocal about it. Now, you're not going to like what I have to say, and I understand. My opinion is that the Georgia Dream Party has to walk a delicately fine line to make sure that Russia doesn't actually invade them, because they do want EU membership. Even though the current prime minister has said a lot of anti-Western and pro-Russia stuff, he still says that EU membership is one of the most important things they have to do. He's still talking about restoring territorial integrity. And I freaking loathe how friendly the Georgia Dream Party is with Viktor Orban, Russia, certain China politicians, but Russia is right here on Georgia. Turkey is playing a similar game to Georgia, but they have NATO protection. Georgia doesn't have anything like that. And if Russia does gobble up all of Georgia, then Turkey has to deal with Russia right at their borders. So I think all of this is some BS diplomatic dance just to make sure that Georgia doesn't get completely laid out and annexed by Russia. My opinion, and my opinion only, is that Putin is looking for any excuse to have a radical Georgian politician in power so he can say he's acting preemptively for Russian interests to take them down. That completely sucks for the Georgian people because they feel like they have no voice over what goes on in their lives and how their country is run. The people of Georgia have a choice. Do they keep the party in power that keeps kowtowing to Russia even though they have EU hopes? Or do they do what they know to be right and potentially risk an escalation with a northern neighbor that has already taken their land? Are the Georgian people willing to risk having to fight and die against another Russian incursion? It's easy for all of us here in our nice cushy couches to say, well, you should do the right thing and risk your life, when you're not the one who has to lay it on the line. I am the Geo Husar, and if Russia does decide to invade Georgia and that's what breaks Russia down, I'll be happy about that. But how will the Georgians feel if it takes that invasion on their land for it to happen? Thanks for watching.